And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're talking about 4 games that just don't quite make the cut for me. And the first one is the saddest one for me because I really want to like this game. It's called Top Cake. From The Dark Imp. It is a 2 to 4 player game in which there's a bunch of cake toppings that get put out. And each round you're playing some cards down at each one. You play one face up, one face down. You flip all these cards over. Numbers that are the same cancel each other out, and then the highest bid wins. Except you can put one card somewhere that says the lowest number wins. But if you play if multiple people play the lowest card, then those are discarded too. So much fun. Here's the problem. You're going to win very few things. And the scoring is so wonky that one person's going to run away with it, usually. They'll get a better score than everybody else. It's a cute idea. I like the cake theming, but the scoring kind of ruins the whole game. Unfortunately, 5 out of 10, but I will give it an A for effort. Cónclave here. This here is a game in which you're playing a bunch of wizards. Cards out, and there's this whole big theme here, but it doesn't matter. You're playing cards in a column, and then if you make that or in a grid, and if you make the column or row go over a certain number, then you get the cards that are the same ones. Or if you don't make any of them go over, the card stays out there. And there's a few rules like that. And at the end of the game, I'm like, I don't know what we were doing at all. This doesn't seem to have any, like, when you go back and whoever won, you're like, congratulations on your stunning play. I want these games to be more than just kind of play cards and see what happens. I feel like there's a good idea here, but it doesn't turn into a very interesting game. You're also very limited by the cards you draw. Meh. Another 5 out of 10. Here we have Cuinze. I don't know how you pronounce this. This is a game. Now, on the positive side of things, this comes with these little square tiles that you stand in front of you instead of cards. This is a trick-taking game. Actually, it's a card-shedding game, a ladder climbing game, where you're trying to get rid of things. So in this game, you're going to play a number, and then everyone else will play a number that's the same, that's higher. And you keep going, and you're trying to get rid of them, or you can play a pair. But this game, when you play, you decide how many you play. Everyone plays the same thing, but you can't play a bigger thing. It's the most basic of all these games. When you're going to play a game like this, there's a whole lot of games out there already, and so yours needs to be something special or something unique about it. This doesn't have anything unique about it. It's not very interesting at all. Another 5 out of 10. And then there's Nova Lux. I hate this game. This one is bad. The main problem this one is bad is because the rule book literally doesn't explain how to play the game. In this game, I think you move a ship around a grid of cards. You use what a lot of games have, and you change one cube into other cubes, collecting energy. And then you fly, and the game has rules like when you fly off a card, you pay 2 energy. When you fly onto a card, you pay an energy. But it doesn't show any examples of that. I don't know if we're doing it correctly. And then when you get special upgrades to your ship, you can use them all the time. So there's a couple problems with this game. One is the components aren't very good, and it's a little box here. It's very unimpressive. Everything looks dark. There's cubes. The rule book is it is a 1 out of 10 rule book. Because I went through this and I said, where does it say this? I went to someone who had played the game and said, how does this work? And I said, well, this way. Because they had, well, I mean, I'll just be straight up. It was Mark Street. He did a preview for this game. He's like, I know how to play it. I'm like, yes, but where does it show that in here? It's not in here. I find that really problematic. Secondly, there's a game called Century, Spice Rose, but the second one, Century Eastern Wonders, where you can go out and you move around and you trade in resources for other ones, is exactly what this game is in a much better way. Thirdly, in this game, you can run out of energy. So you get 1 energy at the end of your turn. Well, guess what? You're going to have to go boop, boop, and slowly move to get to the spot you want, missing turns, which is boring. Also, did I mention the rule book's terrible? Bad, bad, bad. 3 out of 10. Don't like it. So anyway, these are some games. I wish I could be more positive about them, and they're all kind of small, so we're not, it is what it is. The cake, Top Cake, is the one that I feel like could be turned into a much better game if they just make the scoring more interesting. Anyway, those are some games. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time.